We're at the Forge and Innovation and Rural Education Summit in Pikeville, hosted by KVAC. I'm here with Johnny Handshoe, who's now teaching at in the Handshoe Independent School District. Johnny and I go way back. I remember when I first started my newspaper, I took pictures of you when you were a chemistry teacher at Knott Central. And
it's been a while.
And then we worked together at Handshoe Community Technical College. So Johnny is very good in STEM education, coming up with some creative projects. So you've been busy. In fact, you've got 3 projects going on. So describe what you're doing this year.
Well, this is the 3rd year I've participated in the program. So this is my 5th, 6th, and 7th grants. This year we're working on a recycling program. We call it Recycle Hazards. And for that project, we are basically taking a look at Hazard High School's waste stream. And I'm going to do a little bit of, first off, a little bit of analysis to see what we're actually throwing away, what we're actually putting into the waste stream. And what we're doing, going to try to do this year that's different from other recycling programs that's been around is we're wanting to actually try to make use of some of the materials themselves. We have primarily 3 types of waste that comes through our school system that are recyclable. Of course, we have a lot of paper. We have plastic in the form mostly of plastic bottles and quite a bit of styrofoam, polystyrene plastic in our cafeteria. And then we have a bit of aluminum coming through. So we're going to set up basically for the project, we're going to set up a period of time, 1 to 2 months, and try to collect these recyclables, measure the actual volume of the material, and then see what percentage of that we can actually take out of that waste stream and reuse it. So one of the things that we're doing is, especially with the aluminum, one of our other projects, which I'll talk about here in a second, we need a special type of electrode made out of aluminum. So our team this year for this project, they're going to take the aluminum and refine it, melt it, forge it into a particular shape of electrode for a battery we're working on. So we're hoping to make use of the majority of the aluminum itself. The other materials, the plastics, the polystyrene, we're sort of experimenting with that. We've got a little bit of a chemical process that lets us take the volume down quite a bit.
Because part of the challenge is China used to be where we used to send all of our plastic. And then now they're saying, no, we're not going to do that. So to get rid of plastic, which is an amazing challenge.
Yes. And water bottles, soda bottles, and polystyrene, that's a unique challenge because those are difficult materials traditionally to recycle. So we're looking into some things with that. Paper we would like to recycle this year, but I don't know that we're going to be able to, just because of the scale of it. Our other project, we call it Kentucky Chemistry, and we're looking at processes that Eastern Kentuckians depended upon for their lifestyle over the last 100, 200 years, and we're looking at it in terms of the chemistry behind it. That includes our main focus in this project. We're going to be looking at soap making. Saponification is the proper name for it, but we're looking at that. And what we plan on doing with this is actually taking the group of students. We'll be learning how to make the soap. Once I've gotten them versed in soap making, they're going to conduct a community workshop one weekend where participants will actually be able to make their own soap. We have a few people in the area that's done this before, but the vast majority of people has never done this. And it's something that was pretty common a few years back. And then our last project involves a new type of battery that's out. It's called an aluminum air battery. It's in a class of battery called metal air. Your traditional batteries, electrical storage batteries, are for the most part 2 different metals and an electrolyte, a material in the middle that will conduct electricity. An aluminum air battery is a little bit different in that it doesn't use 2 metals. It uses a metal and air. Air is one of the electrodes. So our students are we're going to be trying to come up with some innovative styles or designs for some of these batteries.
So what will the students be learning from, especially this last project?
In almost all of these projects, what the main gist of for me, I think, is I want these kids to see some validity in science. We can talk about theories and everything on a regular basis all day, but until they can see some applications, some valid applications of this science, I think they're lacking a little bit. So by doing this, they'll get a chance to take what they've learned in the classroom and apply it to real world situations.
Well, you've had an interesting education career. So, at this stage of your life, are you enjoying it? And how are students? How have students changed maybe in the last few decades?
That's the most difficult question I've had all day. Students, right now, I see me as a teacher having a really good opportunity to make use of new technology. We tend to, and I'm guilty of it as well, new technology comes into the classroom in the way of cell phones, YouTube. I can remember a day when YouTube was non-existent. So, I have a choice. I can struggle with these technologies, or I can figure out a way to incorporate them to where they can be a benefit to the whole program. And that's a challenge right now.
Well, Johnny, appreciate all you do, and good luck on your project. We'll look forward to hearing how they pan out here in the spring.
Me too.
Yeah, thank you. Good job.